Jesus.
G'day guys, welcome back from a brand new background.
Yeah, this might look a bit different to you.
But what are we up to today, Fran?
So today we're gonna answer some juicy questions that lots of you have been asking.
Yeah, we're gonna reveal some secrets. It's gonna be a Q&A type setup. And then this afternoon, we're heading out for a month exploring this entirely new area. Already we can see new species in the shallow, clear water. It's a new culture. It's gonna be one hell of an adventure, but that's gonna be a month out of reception. So in the meantime, we're gonna be playing the Great Adventure Marathon, some of our favorite bits from where it all started for Fran and I. So that's gonna be happening every Sunday to hopefully keep you entertained until we make it back from this trip.
Yeah, let's get to the questions.
Question number one.
90% of our viewers have been asking is, where have you been? Or where are you? But we were in the Cocos Keeling Islands.
It's absolute paradise on earth, guys. If you've enjoyed sort of watching us explore that area, I recommend checking out Cocos Keeling for yourself. It was an incredible place to go on adventures.
Yeah, so it's part of WA, but it's just below Sumatra. So it's a tropical paradise and we've been having the best time.
Probably one of Australia's best kept secret paradises, in that somehow Australia's got its hands on it, even though it's way out there in the middle of the Indian Ocean. So we absolutely loved our time there. If you're up for a bit of an adventure on your own, check it out. Cocos Keeling Islands.
All right, question number 2 is, how did you guys meet? I'll answer to that one.
How did we meet, Fred?
So we met in Townsville through a common friend, and we were both working on boats.
That's it? I feel like you're leaving out a lot of quite a fascinating love story.
But that leads to the third question, which is, what did we do before? I was a marine biologist on board, and you were my boss.
Yeah, that's right. We're working on the Crown of Thorns control program. Crown of Thorns are a big problem for the Great Barrier Reef. So in some way we were saving the Great Barrier Reef, and Fran was a marine biologist working on that, and I was the project manager for that, and then through that we kicked it off, I suppose.
But Jack is actually an engineer.
Yeah, a lot of people seem interested in this as to like what our real jobs were, or what we did for a day job or whatever. So
yeah, so I did my studies in Italy, my bachelor, and then my master's in North Queensland.
In North Queensland, and then started working as a marine biologist.
Yeah, that's right. And then got sponsored, got citizenship. So I'm originally from Italy, but I got Australian citizenship as well.
Yeah, me, I'm a mechanical engineer by trade, and sort of bounced around working various engineering jobs, which kind of pretty boring and stuff, but then got into the project management, and then that's where I was able to do some funner jobs like working on the Great Barrier Reef and meeting Italian marine biologists.
All right, that leads to the fourth question. What do you do for a living?
Yeah, there's a question there. It is something I'm always fascinated about when other YouTubers make videos on these types of things. I go, how do these guys make money? How do they fund their trips? And the secrets are how YouTubers can make money. There's a couple of different avenues. Number one is through AdSense. Basically, when we put a video up, YouTube can put ads throughout that video. Just a heads up, we don't choose what those ads are. Those ads will be customized to you, the viewer, depending on what you've been watching and what you've been searching previously.
So you've chosen the ads yourself.
And we don't get the choice of how many of the ad slots get filled. But basically, if those ad slots get filled at the end of the month, we will get paid from YouTube. YouTube keep 55%, I believe, of the money that gets made, and we get 45%. So we get a slice of that pie, or all YouTube creators get a slice of that pie. So some months you have good months, other months not so much, but that's one of the ways YouTubers make money. Number 2 would be through sponsorships. So they are like where we might, or other YouTubers might promote a product for 60 or 90 seconds through a video. Yeah, that's one way you can make money. There's another way is selling merchandise. So Fran's got her Castaway Life range, which is bikini I believe you're wearing at the moment.
Yeah.
What else you got going there?
And actually the new range just dropped, so go have a look. This one is brand new. I love it, it's so comfy.
Sneak peek.
Yeah.
You also do...
We got picnic bowls, picnic cups, and all sorts of picnic stuff. And all the beachwear essentials, you find them there.
And yeah, I do the Back to Basics range of all fishing and kind of general outdoor equipment. You can check out both of those websites. If you purchase anything, it helps fund these trips.
Yeah, so the next question is nudity. The question was, do you guys take your clothes off when the camera is off? And the answer is yes, most of the time.
Yeah, of course. If you're out like Castaway on a tropical island beach, what else are you gonna do? Yeah, so yeah, there's a bit of that happens out there. And actually, quite frustratingly, a lot of the times we've got some amazing shots, some great footage, which has been unable to be used because there's like either one of us doesn't have clothes on in the background or something like that. So yeah, there's a constant battle to make sure clothes are on when cameras are rolling.
We're a different background. Go for it.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure there's crocodiles in the area.
You reckon?
I reckon. All right, Jack, next question is most terrifying moment.
Oh, a question from a few different people, wasn't it? So, the most terrifying moment for me was on the Great Adventure 3. There was a few different moments on that trip actually, but probably the moment where I had to jump in for the salty dingo off the larger boat and basically then swim, you know, through the night in a storm to get to the boat and then drive that boat home. It was a bit of an ordeal, but if you haven't seen that one, I recommend just watching the episode. But for me, that was the most terrifying moment for me. You know, I've actually just recreated that exact situation in a survival challenge episode that's airing on the B2B channel as well. So check it out if you're interested. I'm gonna hopefully turn salt water into fresh water. Oh my eye. What about you, Fran?
For me, it was still the Great Adventure 3, and it was on the first night when the boat was high and dry, and right after sunset, 3 men popped up out of nowhere, and we had no communication with anyone. It was just us, and 3 actually turned up into 8 Indonesian men, which ended up being fine, but you can imagine at first it was very confronting and scary for a woman.
It was. We're expecting to be dropped on this little sand car and we're going to have it all to ourselves for a couple of weeks before a boat then picked us up to take us home. That's just not how it worked out. So yeah, we had some visitors we weren't expecting, and it was just we felt incredibly vulnerable out there, and it was just a pretty horrible experience, especially for Fran.
So the next question was, what are you most afraid of? And I would say humans.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
For sure, because we just finished camping through, say, the Kimberleys and up north in Australia where we were camping, there'd be crocodiles coming up and around the campsite. That, in comparison to camping next to some rather suspicious human, was a walk in the park.
Yeah.
The humans definitely keep you on edge more so than a crocodile.
For sure. Watch out for those humans.
Watch out for those humans.
All right, next question was, where did you grow up and where you were born? I already answered mine, is Italy.
A lot of people think you're Brazilian.
Nah, I'm Italian, born and raised, but yours is way more interesting.
Oh, I wouldn't say that, but I was born in Samoa, which is a beautiful little country, and I was actually born in the back of a ute. Mum was the only doctor on the island. Yeah, was unable to get any assistance and delivered me in the back of a ute under a palm tree, believe it or not. I don't remember much of that, thankfully, but apparently it was a nice place to be born. We've been back there previously, beautiful place. And then grew up in Papua New Guinea, where grew up on a coconut sort of plantation in Papua New Guinea, and then moved to Australia for high school and uni. And now kind of we're spending the majority of our time looking for like coconut-filled tropical paradises, really, aren't we?
Yeah. And the next question is, how many hours of filming and editing goes into your episode? And I take way more than what you think and what I think all the time.
Yeah, way more than we'd hope. To get one episode, we normally have to film it over a couple of days.
Yeah.
Sort of over 2 days. And I think for the actual cameras rolling, probably about 10 hours of footage.
Yeah.
That then needs to be edited down and edited down and edited down to like a 15-minute episode. So
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And at the moment, Jack and I used to do all the editing, but at the moment we are very thankful that we have Jack's brother helping with pretty much all of it at the moment.
Yeah,
so thank you, Tom.
Yeah, he's a genius. He's a wizard.
Yeah.
Hit him up if you need any more editing. at Tom Strickland on Instagram. But yeah, so there's a bit of a process that goes into making the 15-minute episode. It's not all smiles and sunsets and fish all the time. There's a lot that gets left on the editor's floor.
Yeah, so now we're off to the adventure, so we're gonna play the Great Adventure 1 marathon. I hope you enjoy.
That's it with the questions, guys. We won't bore you any further, but if there's anything we missed, please let us know in the comments below. Otherwise, we're on Instagram at Strick Fran, also at B2B Adventures. Hit us up with some questions on there. And now, let's continue the Great Adventure Marathon, which is where it all started for Fran and I. This is some of the best bits of Probably
Yeah.
my most favourite series to date.
Yeah, their favourite episode. I hope you enjoy it.
Hope you enjoy it, guys. All right, welcome to the Back to Basics Beach Kitchen. That's like a meal in an oyster. Rock slide has come up the beach here. But I'm starting to learn about these mud mussels. There you go. Mission success. Literally travelled 1,000 miles. Oh yes! Look at the size of it! Welcome to Oyster Island. I've never seen anything like it with this many big blackleaf oysters, I should say, and it's just literally, wherever you look, look at the size of them. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to collect a couple for dinner tonight, take them back, and we'll cook them on the fire on the grill. Let's do it. Oh, there we go with that one. Where are all of them now? Oh yeah, something like this. 1, 2, 3. That's so good, so good. Oh yeah, that was satisfying. I've got to get out of here before that tide starts coming in over this mud bank. There's heaps of big crocodiles around here. Yeah, you'd be up Shit Creek without a paddle if this tide came in and caught me out. That time of the day again, now almost 5 o'clock, and that means it's fishing time. We've had a fair bit of luck there last couple of days. We've caught a few really nice barra, and we're going to try catch one for dinner tonight. I think the reason it has been so good is because this whole area is not even on the charts that there's a little creek there or anything. The only reason we've pulled in here is kind of just by chance. The weather was too rough, it forced us to get in here. What do you got on today, the gold bomber?
Yeah, with you algae stuck on.
Barras love the tasty seaweed. It's crazy.
That was a big.
That's a buffalo or something. We've just heard something in the bushes here. See if we can see him. There must be some wild ones running through this country. These are pigs here that have come and they start digging holes, looking for crabs. And there's a croc slide. See his tail? He's in there somewhere.
Is he gonna come at us?
No. Which way are you going, mate? There's the culprit. Wild cattle. We followed the footprints and we found the beast that made them. It was that cow. Little fella's obviously running pretty wild and free, living a lucky life. So the idea is here, the tide is pushing in, it's pushing all the first of the mullet and everything over this little bank. You see the mullet coming out, and the barra will be waiting in ambush there. See how Fran goes. I've got a little popper on. I'm gonna try my luck with that. Fran, you on? First cast. Had a little camera malfunction, but Fran, fisherwoman, has just caught herself a beautiful little barramundi. Nice. On this bank here, there's a big crocodile up behind us. Man, that's what you gotta check, not only by the water side when you're fishing, but he was up here behind me on the bank, up 20 meters behind me. Oh, this is where he turned and burned. There we go with his claw there. Down and into the water. It was a decent sized crocodile for sure. Oh, that's a big one, friend. Just take it steady with him. Has he jumped yet? Nice. Nice fish, Fran. Phew. I'm not getting too close to this water with that crocodile around. Run, fishy, run. Oh, big one. Really big one. Holy shit. Oh, this is a really big one, Fran. No, I'm not going to take it. How far is he from those snags? Oh, yeah. Oh, holy moly. This one is a giant. No. Oh, yes. Look at him there. Look at him there. Fran, this is freaking huge. Oh, come back away from the snags. Did you see the size of that, Fran? This is the biggest barra I've ever hooked, I reckon. It's an absolute giant. Gosh, I hope that croc doesn't come and try to go in. Oh, come on. Come on in. He's sort of like almost beaching himself there. Yes! Holy shit! Come on up, mate. Oh my gosh, Fran! Look at the size of that! Yes! Oh, have a go at the size of that. That was what this adventure was all about. I've literally traveled 1,000 miles, nautical miles in the boat to get up to a place that hasn't been fished. On the bank here, we have crocodiles coming down from the trees behind us, and a huge barra like that. That's wild. Oh, that's what it's all about. I'm gonna get her back in the water now though. So lucky to have landed that fish. You see this front treble, straighten two of them. Walk back through the forest now. We consider that like the safe ground, and that's where that croc was lying. So I'll show you where he was. Very crazy stuff. So that's that crocodile where he came up. He was sitting up here, up in the tree line. No wonder I couldn't see him. We were just down on the beach on the right, and then where he heard a bit of noise, he just went choo 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 and kicked off down there. This is wild.
Look for crocodiles on the other side.
Yeah, do you want a bull or a crocodile to take you? This is our little like marina here, where I park the boat away from the wind. As the tide fills up, so it's coming in now, it comes up to the smoke and where you can see our campsite, and we're literally catching barramundi off our doorstep. Like we're having fire there, barramundi there, throwing them up. This is why we spent 2 months in that little boat to get to places like this. Well, obviously with the good side of catching barra off the doorstep, there could be crocs right on your doorstep. So we are trying to stay onto it, believe it or not. Looks like just a heap of rocks on fire, but what we got going on here are these oysters that are slowly opening up and getting smoked. The idea behind the oysters, I cook them real hot to open them up and then let them cool down, and I'll crack them open and see how we went. Some crispy skin barramundi. That looks delicious, eh? Tonight for dinner, on the Back to Basics kitchen, we have smoked oysters fresh from Oyster Island at the front, and we have crispy skin barramundi. Oh yeah, this big juicy one.
Go for it. You look like an animal.
We're just so good, Fran. What an evening, full moon. So the setup is, it is coming on lunchtime. We're hungry, we've got no food. We're gonna do our best to catch something for lunch. Species are threadfin salmon, queenie, and the barra is the ultimate goal. So we'll see how we go. The game plan is dropping tide, so all the water out of our marina has got to drop out here, funnel through this little section, and it all actually goes dry. So you'd think there'd be the larger predatory fish like trevally, queenies, hopefully a barra sitting in here, and as it all funnels out, it causes these back eddies as well. All right, let's try our luck. Oh yes! We needed something to eat so bad. He didn't even get a chance to jump, he just jumped straight on the bank. I've never wanted to catch a fish more in my life, I reckon.
You can arrested barras more than you arrested.
Crispy skin barra for lunch, Fran.
Yeah.
So we're not running any gas on this trip, so it means if you're hungry and you want to cook up, you've got to get a fire going. So thankfully, at the high tide line here, there's a heap of good driftwood, but unfortunately a heap of plastic as well. Now for kindling, a lot of this just leaves and smaller dry stuff's perfect, so we'll grab a handful of that and some bigger driftwood. We'll get this fire going. Cool. Fire's going good now. I'll go fillet the fish, eh? All right, time to fillet this barra. Absolute king of the creeks, aren't they? How they feed, how they fight, just everything about them, so bloody good. You guys would have seen when I had that barra frame hanging in the tree the other day, how good the crocodiles smell are. Crocodiles are obviously a huge concern here. Come up the beach here. Poor bugger's been sitting under the
tree where the barramundi is, jumping. You can see him where he's like, his claws are on the ground there as he's jumping trying to get it. Yeah, I'm in a bit of a love-hate relationship with the crocodiles because obviously I love seeing them, apex predator, absolute dinosaur. But there are a few horror cases where there's been stories of them actually coming up and dragging whole tents with people in them and dragging people by the leg down to the water's edge. And you know, they're only few and far between those stories, but they're the ones that keep you up at night. Like, that's just like a nightmare situation. I couldn't think of anything worse. It's proper like Jurassic Park kind of a setup. So we've got to be very cautious of what we're doing. For this barramundi, what we're going to do, first of all, I'm going to take his scales off. Just with your knife, run against his body, and that'll take the scales off. Oh, now that we've got a scaleless barramundi, we're going to fillet him up. And you're going to end up with two beautiful barra fillets. Chop it into meal-sized pieces, and we'll get it into the pan. I'll show you what we do with it. And don't put that barra frame hanging out of a tree near your camp. All right, welcome to the Back to Basics Beach Kitchen. We have one fillet of barramundi scaled. The key players in this are salt and chopped garlic. On the skin of the barramundi, going to salt it. What this does, it helps it go nice and crispy. Massage the salt into the barra flesh, flip him over, voila. And then we're going to chop him into like restaurant servings. That's a nice one there. And the key ingredient to the meat side is love. I'm going to serve it with a fair bit of that, but garlic. Also a generous amount of garlic. How's your cookie show going, Fran? When can I expect to see? Oh no! Is the rice that bad? And that is ready for the fire when Fran makes a bit of room. Alright, you want to stoke your fire up, get it nice and hot. Your pan on, get your oil on there. And just when it starts popping at you, just letting you know the time is right. So previously I was going, I'll show you what happens here. I'll do one down, but it's how it curls up a little bit. So now I'm going the other way. I'm going skin side down. We'll turn him over and go for the crispy skin. Might have been a little bit hot, but hey, you live and you learn. For future, it's definitely better to do it the way I'd normally been doing it, like that one there, and you get that crispy skin on top. Now we have lunch for today. We've got Fran's brown rice and the crispy skin barra. You can see what we're going for there. That crispy skin is so delicious. Is it alright? Does it taste good?
So good.
Yeah? That's good. So good, so crunchy.
Want me to come with you?
Yeah, let's just walk down the bank here and have a look at him, eh?